Good evening from the Mountain Weather Information Service. This is your forecaster Jeff Monk looking at the planning outlook on the mountains for the week ahead. I'm not going to show many charts. The weather in some ways is relatively straightforward over the coming week. We're going to start to see westerly winds coming in, and that is going to bring frequent rain and low cloud. So I'm really not, as we go into next week, going to talk very much about the day-to-day variation. So the summary really, winds turning westerly by the weekend, before the weekend everywhere, frequent rain and low cloud concentrated western mountains, and if I was to say even more, probably it's from about the North Irish Sea northwards where most of that rain will fall. Looking at the isobar chart for Friday, the isobars as it were running from west to east, quite a few of them, so strong winds on the summits, not far short of gale force. These westerly winds will be bringing rain from time to time across the country, and indeed, although it doesn't show on here, there will be something of a cold front across the country, probably more or less across here, around about the middle of the day. In a way, it's not worth showing. It's not a very active feature. It will bring with it patchy rain, fairly persistent low cloud over western mountains, much more broken toward the east. Behind it across Scotland, it will brighten up. There will be some sunshine across eastern mountains, but probably in the west, although there will be a rising cloud base through the morning, higher summits are likely to remain cloud cover. And right up in the far north, probably a few showers. Staying with this chart for the weekend, really we're going to continue to have low pressure to the north and high pressure to the south. There is some uncertainty about the exact position of fronts, but if I draw something of a line on both Saturday and Sunday, it may well be, once this green line shows up, it may well be that areas of rain and low cloud are more or less confined to central and southern Scotland, the southern highlands if you like, southern and western highlands southwards, and that in the far north it's more showery, often dry, albeit, but on highest summits, only a couple of degrees or so above freezing point. So a windy weekend, extensive low cloud across the mountains from southern Scotland southwards, cloud base a little bit higher in the far north, and if it's going to clear any of the higher summits, it's probably going to be the Cairngorms. Say that line, that edge, that northern edge, something to play for. It may not be in that precise order, or that precise position rather, but it does look as if for much of a weekend it will be cloudy, persistent low cloud to the south of it. So moving on. Through the early days of next week, we continue to have rain from time to time across the country, probably areas of rain on Monday. Again, I'm not showing a chart. The position of the rain is not certain, but it does look as if most mountains will have rain at some stage. After something of perhaps a weak ridge of high pressure on Tuesday, by the time we get to Wednesday, it looks as if we could well have something like this. There is some uncertainty about the timing of this low, but it does look as if around Wednesday, strong to gale force winds widely on the mountains, widespread rain, again extensive low cloud coming in, and it may take 24 hours or so for the worst of those gales and areas of rain that are around the low to move out into the North Sea. So Thursday too could be a very unsettled day, strong winds and widespread rainfall. So just moving on briefly to show you a few of those rainfall charts. This is Friday with a weak front strong out across Ireland and the North Irish Sea. Rain from time to time, taking some time. This is actually a morning picture, but taking some time to move southwards into the southern Pennines, into Wales, and indeed it could well be that there's not much of a deterioration over South Wales until afternoon, and indeed over East Wales, probably cloud above the summits most of the day, and only a few brief spells of rain, if any rain at all. So rain occasionally. This is Saturday, again a weak front, a lot of low cloud. I think that's the thing that is going to be a major feature over the next few days. Extensive low cloud from southern Scotland southwards. It may well be that there isn't a great deal of rain, drizzle here and there, patchy rain on the mountains, but drier weather in the far north, but probably some showers. And a similar pattern for Sunday. may well be that later in the day on Sunday, a more defined area of rain, more concentrated area of rain moves in across Ireland and then into southern Scotland and England and Wales. As I say, some uncertainty in the detail, but the general pattern is fairly definitive. One final chart. If you can see the British Isles, southern Britain toward the south and the north coast of Scotland toward the top, in the middle are these oranges. This is representative of total rainfall over 10 days, finishing a week on Friday. The oranges are falls accumulating to 75 millimetres or more, in places 100 millimetres, so it does look as if it is southern Scotland, North Irish Sea, which will bear the brunt of the rain. Further south you can see the Western Mountains, the Western Pennines, the Ingleborough area and also northwest Wales sticking out with higher rainfall, the yellows being about 50 millimetres, 2 inches as it were in old money, and again up into the northwest Highlands, Skye, Torridon, again a maximum 50 to about 75 millimetres over that period. So unfortunately then the weather has changed. There will be frequent rain and low cloud, particularly on Western Mountains, over the next 10 days or so.